Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is something a little bit different today. We are going to take a look at a relationship horoscope for the sign of Aquarius for February 2020. So, just to show you, we have 4 decks here. And so, go ahead and choose one of these 4 decks. I'm going to break this down into 4 sections. And so I will put timestamps for each section. But this first deck here, we have the 9 of Hearts. And second deck here, we have the 5 of Clubs. We have the 10 of Spades, and we have the 8 of Diamonds. So go ahead and pick one of these decks, and I will break down the horoscopes for each. So a little bit something different, something to change it up for Valentine's Day. We're going to take a look at different horoscopes. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So if you have Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, or Aquarius Rising in your chart, then this is specifically for you. Go ahead, pick one of these individual decks, and we will get right into the horoscope. Okay, if you pick the 9 of Hearts, welcome. This is for you. So we're going to take a look and see what comes up as far as relationships for you for the month of February. So these are the cards that came up specifically for you. We have the 7 of Cups, we have the King of Cups, we have the Sun, we have the 3 of Wands, we have the 4 of Cups, and we have Air. And the King of Cups is going to be the only card here that is upright. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, 7 of Cups, if you are a single Aquarius, first of all, there are many options open for you to choose from. Moving into this next month of February, if you are in a relationship, then this is asking you to spice things up, to change things up, to add in some variety, something different into your relationship. And so signaling major changes that are coming, major crossroads about making decisions, making choices, changing things up, adding in some variety to your relationship. Now, this is showing that you are going to be very expressive in this relationship, very much open and honest. And there's something here about this that is very fun, very expressive, very different, adding this very unique flavor to any of these relationships. If you are single, this is showing you as very charming, very open, very talkative, very expressive, and this is what's going to draw a partner in to your life. And so this is a big opportunity if you are single and you're an Aquarius, looking at this deck, that this is giving you the opportunity to be open and to take a chance at expressing yourself, getting involved into this new relationship. And again, with the Sun card, we see a lot of expression here, a lot of communication, a lot of expression that's going to go on here, a lot of having fun, a lot of excitement, a lot of changing things up, making things interesting. Again, this is one of those relationships where this gives you the opportunity to spice things up, make it a little bit different, a little bit more exciting. So a lot of this creative, spontaneous, fun energy that is going into this. Again, if you're single, this is a time to have fun, experiment, go out, seek out new relationships. This is a very great time for you to express yourself and to get involved with new relationships coming up in your life. So huge opportunity for many of you out there. We have the Three of Wands again. This is about being expressive. This is about being willing to go on that journey, on that adventure, to seek out something new, exciting, something fun. Again, if you're in a relationship, it is a great time to experiment, try out something new, add some different flavoring into the relationship, right? It's a great time to date and to have a nice time, to have a lot of fun. Very exciting. And of course, we talked about if you are single, a great time to be open and expressive and to take this opportunity. Now, for those of you who are single, who are in a space of being afraid or being hesitant, this is definitely going to be one of those moments where you don't want to miss out on the opportunity, on the adventure of trying and starting something new. Remember that these opportunities are opening the door to something beautiful. So this may not be the one and only relationship that you stay in, that is meant for you to stay in. However, this is a time to open the door to experiences, to new opportunities, and this could end up being one of those relationships that does stick. So don't miss out on the opportunity. I am getting some of you being hesitant, some of you holding back. And so it is a time where you want to be open and be willing to go on this journey, this experience. And again, if you are already in a relationship, great time to try something new to spice it up. Feels a lot like feeling stuck or feeling stale, kind of in a boring state of not really much happening. So it is a great time to add in some intellectual conversation, add in some excitement, do something different that you've never done before in the relationship. A great time to open up and try something new. But again, if you are not willing to take this offering and to be willing to step into this journey, this is where things can become a little shaky, a little challenging. And again, if you are single, this is where you are denying yourself to opening the door to what is possible as far as relationships that are coming up. And again, with this air energy, I'm getting a lot of this fun, fresh, new, exciting, spontaneous type of energy here. Very intellectual, very fun, very light. So it's a great time to do something fun, exciting, something different that you've never done before, right? If you are single, getting involved in new relationships to begin with, opening that door up, it is a great time for that. For those of you out there, again, if you are in a relationship, it's a good time to change something up, do something different with this very airy, light, fun energy that we have here. So that was for the first group. We're going to go ahead and move on to this second group now. So if you pick the 5 of clubs, welcome. This is for you. So I'm going to go ahead and show you these cards. So we have the Five of Pentacles here. We have the Four of Pentacles, Earth. The Page of Swords is right side up. We have the Page of Cups here, and we have Scorpio. So Page of Swords is the only right side up card here, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. So here for the second group, this is going to be a very intense time. This is going to be a time of deep intimacy and commitment. This is coming through very strongly here with this second group here. So we're going to get into that. So starting off here with the Five of Pentacles. This is a time to fully commit and to fully be open to your partner. And if you are single, it is a time to experience something new, to get involved into a new relationship. And it is showing that this is going to be a relationship that holds for a long time, or that is going to give you that commitment that you were looking for, that fulfillment. And so this is a great time to get into a relationship. The big thing here is going to be commitment and stability moving forward. Super intense connection that's coming through here for many of you. And with the Four of Pentacles, again, strongly coming through is this stability and this commitment. Now this is showing that you are going to meet someone, or that you are going to find this balance in your relationship. And so this is a time to depend on and support on your relationship. It is showing that this partner is going to give you a sense of stability and a sense of putting your life into perspective, finding that true balance in your life. And if you are single and you are not getting involved in a relationship, then this is looking at you individually needing to go within yourself to find that stability and balance, which ultimately, if you are in a relationship, it does take you going within yourself. And there's a lot here dealing with coming to terms with what is going on internally with yourself. And so there is going to be a strong conversation, or a strong partner who is willing to help out and commit to you working through these inner desires and these inner feelings and what is going on internally with you. There's something big here about stability and support overall. So very committed. This energy, we're seeing Earth here. A lot of you could have a very sensual, very physical, down-to-earth experience with your partners. But the big thing here that I am getting is support and guidance, assistance. And so this is showing a lot of dependability, a lot of stability in this particular relationship, or if you're single coming into a new relationship. And so the big thing here is being honest, being open, being able to discuss and go in deep with your feelings and what is going on internally with you. A lot here about this connection and about this intimacy, a lot about this more intense, closer connection. And with the Page of Swords here again, this is going to be a moment where you're going to want to be open and honest and upfront. A lot of conversations coming out, a lot of connection here coming in to this new relationship, or in the relationship that you were already in. Also, for some of you, the relationship with yourself, if you are going to remain single. So a lot here about being clear, being honest, being open, communicating with complete truth and honesty. And with the Page of Cups here, it's important to be expressive. It's important to be open about your feelings, about what is going on internally. Remember that a lot of intimacy, a lot of connection and support that is happening here as far as relationships go, coming up in February. And we end here with Scorpio. So once again, this internal space, this intimacy, this intensity, this very close connection. So I'm getting a lot of support, a lot of help, a lot of assistance here, a lot of healing. For a lot of you, your partners are going to be healing with this Scorpio energy, being able to heal what is going on internally with you and giving you the tools to work on healing yourself. And so a lot of guidance, a lot of support, a lot of intensity to work through, a lot of feelings coming up. And so it's important to be open. It's important to be honest. A lot of you who are going to be guarded and closed off, this is going to be challenging for you with this Scorpio armor that is hard to pierce through. This connection is extremely important, forming the trust and the bond. So that was for the second group. We are going to move on now to this third group. So if you pick the 10 of Spades, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and show you your cards. So we have the 8 of Wands here. We have the High Priestess, the Moon, the Chariot, Pisces, the World, Temperance, and Mercury. So a lot going on here for you if you were in this third group. We got some extra cards that came up, and we are getting the 8 of Wands right side up. We're getting the High Priestess, the Moon, and we're getting Mercury right side up. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. A lot of putting pieces together, figuring out things, a lot of connection, a lot of communication, and a lot going on emotionally here. So connecting the dots, figuring things out, coming up with compromise, and figuring out the direction in which you're going in. So a lot of that is coming up here. So we're going to talk about this. So starting off with the 8 of Wands here, this is one of those areas where many of you are going to feel like you need to do something to make sense, to find the practicality, to find the understanding. But there's something big here about needing to allow all of the pieces to fall into place as they should. And so if you are single at the moment, this is going to be a time where it is best for you to wait. It's best for you to do some inner work on yourself, figure things out first. A lot of pieces needed to be put into place. Now, if you are in a relationship, this is showing a lot of coming to an understanding, coming to compromise, figuring out solutions with your partner. So a lot going on here as far as allowing all the pieces to fall into place, finding the proper understanding, the proper solution to how everything does fall into place in the end. So a lot of understanding, a lot of figuring out that has to take place here. And for many of you here with the High Priestess, many of you have this intuitive knowing of what needs to be worked on, what needs to be addressed. So a lot that needs to come to the table. If you are being secretive, which is going to be this reverse energy of the High Priestess, if you're being secretive and keeping it all to yourself and not discussing what needs to be worked on, what needs to be addressed here, then this is going to be challenging. This is going to be difficult because there's a lot here that your partner can help you with as far as putting these pieces together, solving the problem. There's going to be a lot of teamwork, partnership, and compromise that's going to need to take place here. And so it is important to discuss these feelings that you have about what needs to be worked on, what needs to be addressed in this relationship. Again, if you are single, it's a good time to wait and to work on what is going on internally with you first before jumping into anything. We have the moon here. So again, a lot about what you're internally feeling, a lot of needing to express that and to bring that to the table, to come up with a solution, a compromise about a way to sort things out, figure things out, put all the pieces back together. And so again, if you're being very secretive, if you are keeping it all to yourself, the moon's a very private card. If you are going to be very private about what is going on internally, what you're feeling, what you're intuitively knowing, then this is going to be difficult to come to a solution and to solve what is really going on here. So there's a lot here that needs to be figured out about the direction which you're going in and figuring out a solution. For a lot of you, if you are in relationships and you have doubts, if you have worries, if you have things that you need to bring to the table and you are being secretive, you're keeping it to yourself, this can potentially end the relationship. So it's a big time where a lot needs to be expressed, a lot needs to be addressed and sorted out with your partner. Again, if you are not in a relationship, needing to look internally at what is going on with your feelings and what needs to be addressed within yourself before jumping into any kind of connection, as the sort of reversed energy of this is wanting to connect and attach deeply to something without having that true connection within yourself first. And with the Chariot in reverse, for a lot of you, again, this is about needing to sort out the direction in which you are going in as far as this relationship. A lot that is emotionally moving you and giving you guidance about your direction. A lot of inner knowing, a lot of feelings that need to be addressed here. And if you are single, this is where you have to really understand what you want in a relationship, what you are looking for. A lot of you need to figure out what that looks like for you before trying to jump into anything. If you are in a relationship, this is where you need to, again, discuss and put out on the table what needs to be discussed in order to move forward. Because there's something big here about this Chariot in reverse where it's actually pulling you backwards. So many people, if you are not addressing the problem, the issue, whatever needs to come to the table, this is where things can go backward. This is where the relationship can fall apart. Pisces here in reverse, a lot of issues with mood swings, a lot of issues with struggles, debates, arguments, if you are, again, keeping things to yourself. Very emotional, getting a lot of emotion from this particular group here. And so there's a lot internally that you want to address, that you want to put onto the table. Again, with the High Priestess and with the Moon here, with the Chariot, and now with Pisces, very private. there's a lot to discuss that is going on internally here. And so if you are holding on to things subconsciously by not addressing and expressing what is really going on, this is where we see some issues, some struggles. Pisces in reverse being this very destructive, this very chaotic energy, right? So we need to turn this Pisces around, which we always see Pisces right side up as being very harmonious, going with the flow of things. So again, with this Pisces in reverse, a lot of chaos, a lot of drama that can occur if you are not addressing the things that need to be addressed here. And if you're single, big thing here about trusting in your intuition, as we just saw the High Priestess, the Moon, the Chariot, Pisces, and now the World. And so, are you fully in touch with the universe? Are you listening to your inner guidance and your inner knowing? This is very important about knowing the type of relationship that you want, knowing the type of partner that you want, that you desire in a relationship. If you are in a relationship, this is big again. There's something big about the world that is being open and receptive to the message that is coming through and being in sync with all the universe. Now, there's something big here, though, about messages that is about discussing with your partner what is going on internally. There's something about this World card where it's inverted. It is like you are keeping everything within yourself. Temperance here in reverse. So again, we're talking about if things are not discussed, not addressed, a lot of chaos, right? We saw this with Pisces in reverse. Now we're seeing Temperance in reverse. And so things are not fully in harmony, not fully aligned here. And so we need to bring things back into balance. We need to find that compromise, find the true partnership and the teamwork that works and that is fully balanced properly. So there's a lot here about needing to get back in sync with things by addressing and discussing what needs to be talked about. And there's a lot here emotionally. So what is going on internally with you? This is a big part of this. But this is showing a deep connection. It is showing that discussing and bringing things to the table instead of keeping it all within yourself is a good way to find a solution, is a good way to put things back into perspective as they should be. As we do end here with Mercury, Mercury is very big on being logical, being analytical, breaking things down into details, and finding the facts, finding the data, the information. And so there is something big here, not only about communication, which is the extroverted side of Mercury, but also the introverted side, which is analyzing, processing the information, coming up with the proper solution. And so, again, communication and teamwork, very important here. And being able to bring that message that is there within yourself with this intuitive knowing, with this feeling of what is going on emotionally within you, and being able to express it and talk about it, very, very huge here. And if you are single, this is a huge time to write down what you want. Mercury very much about writing and communicating, but I'm getting specifically for those of you who are single, writing down the things that you want in a relationship, writing down the things that you need to work on and address within yourself, writing down what it's all going to look like and what you want it to look like before kind of just jumping into things. There's something big here about planning, there's something big here about knowing, and there's something big here about communicating. So that was for the third group. We're going to take a look at this last group here. So if you pick the 8 of Diamonds, welcome. This is for you. I'm going to go ahead and show you your cards. So we have the Ace of Cups here, the 2 of Swords, Sagittarius, the Hangman, the Knight of Cups, and Saturn. So the 2 of Swords is the only card here that is upright. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But there is a lot here about commitment. There's a lot here about making a choice. And there's a lot here about being open to the offering, being open to the adventure, to step on to a new journey, and to really be open to adventure here. So there's something big here that is about the adventure of this new relationship, or the adventure of the relationship that you are in. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So starting off with the Ace of Cups here, if you are single and you are being picky, if you are being hesitant, if you are not able to surrender to the offering that the universe is trying to give to you, there is something here about how this is stifling you from being in a relationship. There's something big about needing to be open to what the universe has for you, and there's something big here about how even if it isn't looking the way that you want it to, there's something about how the universe is essentially giving you what you desire, what you want in a relationship, and what you need. And so there's something big here about, even if it isn't exactly what you want it to look like, it is in a way a detour, and it is in a way pulling you in the direction of where you need to go. And so just being open to the experience, to the opportunity here is huge. Now there's also something big here about how there is, if you are single, more than one person who is here. If you're in a relationship, there is something big about needing to make a big decision, a big choice about what it is that you want, about what is fair, and about what you truly believe in the relationship, and standing by that opinion, defending that opinion, expressing what it is that you want. So there's something big here about choice throughout this whole thing. Now, if you are single, there is something here about no matter what choice you do make, there is a lesson that comes with it. There is an experience that comes with it. And so not making a decision is actually the worst decision to make here. This is asking you to make a choice. This is asking you to take the offering to step into a new experience here. Now, if you are in a relationship, again, there's a major choice, a major decision that needs to take place here. And so if your partner is not respecting your opinion, your choice, your decision, there's a discussion that has to take place here. And again, with Sagittarius here, there's something big about beliefs. There's something big about the story and the truth that you stand by that suits you in your life, and walking in your own independence in this relationship. There's also something big, if you are single, about adventure. There is this adventure, this story that is being offered to you, and there's something big about taking that experience, going through that lesson, being open to that journey of stepping into this new relationship. So there is something big here about the journey and taking the journey. And there's a lot here to learn, to experience, to take on major, massive choices and beliefs and truths to stand by and make in this experience. And with the Hangman here, it is asking you, what are you willing to commit to? What are you willing to be a part of? There's something big here about attachment, about commitment. And as we're looking at the beliefs, and as we're looking at the choice that needs to be made, and at the surrender that needs to be made, there's something big here about what choice are you willing to commit to? What suits you and serves you in your life? And so there's a big decision that needs to be made here as far as relationships go, in terms of what is suitable for you in your experience. With the Knight of Cups here, we see something big again about choice, about offering, about surrender. What is the path that you are surrendering to? What's the choice that you're making? And so there's something big here, if you are single, once again, about a major choice, a decision, about what it is that you want, about what it is that you're willing to connect to and commit to, that serves you and fulfills you. Now, if you're in a relationship, again, same thing, major choice about what fulfills you, about what nurtures you, about what serves you. And standing by those beliefs, standing by that, and having a discussion, expressing yourself if your partner does not respect where you are coming from. Saturn's here again. Big thing about commitment. Big thing about what are you willing to work with? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to put into the relationship? And there is something big about Saturn that is your position. What is your position? What is your role that you're filling in this relationship? Does it serve you? Does it change you? Are you doing what you believe in? Are you being who you are authentically? So that big question comes up in the relationship is the partner respecting who you are? Are you changing your belief systems, changing the role that you're filling to be different to please this person? Now, if you're single, there is something big, once again, about commitment and about what are the sacrifices that you're willing to make as far as relationship, right? There's something big here. Are you sacrificing yourself and your own beliefs? Or are you sacrificing your ego and being open to this process of starting something new, being in something new? And so what does the sacrifice look like? And if it is a sacrifice against who you are and against what you believe in, then that is an issue. That's something that needs to be addressed here. And there is something with Saturn that is hardship, that is difficulty, a little bit challenging, a little bit of a karmic lesson to go through and to experience. So for many of you, there are some major lessons, some major experiences here that you are going to have to go through to figure out the truth, the authenticity of what you are willing to commit to, what you are willing to sacrifice, where the choice lies of what you are connecting to, and making sure that it is connected to who you really are and where you stand. So that is the last group. Thanks so much for everyone who is watching. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you like this, feel free to leave a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I will see you all in the next video.